Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Pharaoh. Welcome back. This is episode 7 of the Epic. It is episode 7 of the Ep7 Beginner's Guide here in 2023. This video is going to be a little bit all over the place, just talking about some different things. I've talked about artifacts, I've talked about the heroes you should build. We did a summoning video, which obviously, I did the custom limited summon banner, but normally it would have just been the story summon, and I would have picked up a Tamarin. I would like to say about that, though, if you start the game during a custom limited summon banner, then obviously Seaside Bologna and Landy, the two other units that I picked, are fantastic choices. You should definitely go for them. I'm just making this guide specifically for people that are just new to the game. You could pick this up in 3 months, which I think actually might be... I think the Seaside Bologna banner would be over at that point. There's a separate just Seaside Bologna banner. All the limited units get it. So yeah, if you were just starting, I would get those two, and then I would worry about Tamarin, because you can, again, just get her from the story summon. And it's not really going to put you that far behind. Like, Seaside Bologna and Landy are amazing units. But again, if you are starting later on, then Tamarin is just the one to go for. We've talked about... yeah, I think most things, adventure, catalyst farming. So I'm just going to round out some of that today and try to get the rest of the basics covered. Here in the Sanctuary, you acquire stigma from doing battles. Most of the battles you do in the game, you're going to get stigma from. You get the most of it from doing adventure and side story. And you're going to come in here and you're going to buy this stuff here. So here I got 10 Epic Spirit Blooms, and then I'll wait to get the other ones. You'll need 20 of these to make a 6-star, so obviously I have enough. And doing that is basically part of the mission for Sigrid here. It should... Yeah, okay, so yeah, it got checked out. You need to get 8, but you might as well just get 10 at a time. And then you also need these Blazing Rage Catalysts. Before we do that, there's always an event going on like this, where if you do 20 battles a day, you'll end up getting these tickets. You're just going to want to go through and get the tickets. And obviously you get a lot of energy from it. You're going to farm through that pretty quickly in the early game, especially if you're doing adventure. And then you can spin... This is just one particular event, but most of the events follow pretty much the same pattern. You can get pretty good rewards from here. You could get like 1,000,000 gold if you got just gold each time, which is great. You could get artifact charms, lower accessory charms, fantastic. So yeah, and then you get some just even more energy here. And then on top of that, typically there's something where if you go through and do the event, you get a couple extra rewards here. Another one is Adventure for New Heirs. This is something that's available for everyone. This is the second iteration of it. You have to I think you just have to obtain AP here, 1,000, and then you have to purchase 3 epic catalysts to fill this out. These are actually 7 rare catalysts in this chest that you get to choose yourself, and then these are 2 epic catalysts here. So when you're starting, you might as well just get the epic catalysts you need right away, and then just because it's going to help you get the other catalysts as well. And then just coming through here and clearing unrecorded history. That's all this stuff is. You also everybody gets the Molagora challenge. Also quite simple. You can just awaken heroes. This is pretty much going to be your Wyvern team. You're pretty much going to want to get every unit on your Wyvern team to 4 stars. It's okay to leave Furious at 3 stars, but you might as well just go to 4 stars and get a little extra amount of stats for him. You do get a Potion of Ascension here as well, so this will take a unit straight up to a 6-star, which is pretty cool. Pretty helpful there. And then Molagora, Spirit Blooms, obviously fantastic rewards. Playing Adventure, you get catalysts from these chests and some more Molagora. This is just a bunch of stuff. This is actually a great thing right here. 100% runes dropped up for 2 hours, so doubling the runes you're getting. You might want to hold on to that for maybe the first month of the game and then use it, because you might at that point be working on a specialty change unit, and you will want to focus that particular dungeon. For example, Angelic Montmorency, Adventurer Raz are 2 fantastic ones to start with. Commander Lorena is okay a little later on. and then consuming energy, very, very easy. And you'll get Molagora for that. And there's different stages of this as your level increases. The Hunt Expert Challenge. Someone asked if this was still going on. This is just linked to your account. Everybody in the game gets Cigarette for free as long as you pick the Wyvern Expert Hunt Challenge. And it'll be on the left. Whenever you click on this, I said this before, whenever you click on it, just wait, don't touch anything at all. It'll bring up 3 different icons, and make sure you click on Wyvern and Wyvern only. You'd hate to get locked into like Banshee or something, and that's going to take you a while to get that done. So, yeah. And then obtain Blazing Rage Catalysts. So, like I had said, there are these chests up here that you've been acquiring. I have 34 at the moment. Again, this is completely free to play, this account. And we need Blazing Rage, so we'll pick up 9 of these. Right there. We'll pop back into here, and then we will obtain that free cigarette. And we will get we'll get 6 copies of Daydream Joker along with it, so you can max limit break a Daydream Joker right off the bat. So we'll get that. And then it resets into stage 2 of the challenge, where you will need to complete different Wyvern hunts just one time here, up to Wyvern 13. You get some water summons or whatever, which is cool. And then this is completing it multiple times. You just have to complete Hunt 7 20 times to get all these rewards. These could be pretty helpful in building your Wyvern team in general. So, I guess you could consider it a waste of energy, but if you could only do like 8 or 9, you might as well just go ahead and do it, because it's going to be faster than farming Spirit Altar to get all of these things here. And again, that'll help you a lot with getting your units up. You also end up getting a health set from this, 6 pieces of health set from Unrecorded History. You get 5 more of these, because then you can awaken her to her 5-star level. And then Molagora's, and this is her Epic Catalyst you need for Awakening and for Skill Enhancement. And again, just buying Epic Catalysts. So that works out pretty well, because then now I can do the Hunt Expert Challenge, and I could do the Adventure for New Heirs at the exact same time. I'll get 3 for here and 3 for here, and I've already got these 3 done, and then this one completely done. So matching events like that is pretty nice early on if you can. Acquire Epic Spirit Bloom. This is exactly why I didn't spend both of my spend all of my Stigma at once, because I'm going to have to get 40 more to complete this, and at least 20 to get the attack set, level 75 I think it is. That comes with the Hunt Expert Challenge. Definitely, it definitely could be a helpful set. It could roll like crap, but it's a great thing to try to get as quickly as possible. So, and then Awakening, you get some stuff here. Awaken 5 stars. Awaken a hero to 6-star twice. That's going to take some catalysts. That's going to take some grinding, but realistically, that's probably going to be like your Angelica and your Sigrid, because that just kind of makes sense. Yeah. And then enhancing equipment to level 15 12 times. This is probably what's going to take the longest. A great place to get charms is actually side story. Obviously, you want to do Unrecorded History to get your catalysts, and you will get charms from there, but the drop rate of charms from the side story is even higher. It's really high. You get a charm or 2 every single run. It seems like that, at least, which definitely adds up quickly. So that would be something that would help here. We do have that special side story going on right now, which is tied to that time I got reincarnated as a slime. This is the first side story everybody does, Dear Mentor. Just go through it. You can do it pretty quickly, and then you would switch here, and you would go to the Tamarin side story. So I haven't even clicked on this one yet. Start a different side story, and you can see the list of these different things. There are 16 of them in episode 1, so you can go through here. Vildred and Iseria are in here, so that's definitely something you're going to want to get done quickly. But the very first one you should do is Tamarin. I thought she was in here. Now I'm a little baffled. She's not in 3, is she? That's not possible. Yeah, no. Is she in 1? Oh, she is. Wow. Okay, so I guess you get Tamarin in episode 1. I thought she was an episode 2 character, but yeah, just from completing just that first episode up to 1010, you will eventually get her somewhere along the way. You can do the Alexa side story first, which is a Dear Mentor, and then you will do the Shining Star one next. You need to complete this event, and then Tamarin becomes available in the sides in the story summon selection. So I've been saying that a lot, the story summon, but to unlock her in there, you do need to complete this first. So I think that pretty much covers a lot of the rest of the basics I needed to talk about. If you're on right now and you're grinding this event, just keep grinding. Clearing this event is more relevant than more generic beginners game stuff. Like if I had started this account like next week instead of when I did 2 weeks ago, this would have been not here, and then you would have been doing a more normal path to progression. But when you have some special event like a collaboration running, you want to go through and here and get this stuff. So I think I said it already, but definitely get the 5-star hero and the 5-star artifact and the epic catalysts, the skill enhancers, the bloom. You might as well get the bookmarks if everybody likes to summon, and then the artifact charms and greater equipment charms are massive. These are great too. It's a better use of energy to get them here than it is to get them from Spirit Altar, I think. This is questionable, although you can't guarantee your drops in Spirit Altar, so just getting them here is a decent deal. So yeah, I think again that covers pretty much all of it. Once I finish that side story, which will be pretty quickly here, I will go back into just normal progression stuff that kind of threw me off a little bit at the beginning. But yeah, after that we'll be looking into the Wyvern Team. We obviously do now have Sigrid and the Daydream Joker, and we will be looking into building Angelica on a full health set. The reason I'm waiting here is because the health boot in the Sigrid event is speed. I might need a speed boot here. I don't want to go too far in on an HP boot and then she doesn't have enough speed. She doesn't need that much, but she might not get it from what's left here. Like, she'd have to get straight speed rolls from the sword, the necklace, and the ring. You do get this speed set here. This is pretty much fine to just throw onto Furious if you'd like, and then get the effectiveness ring from the arena shop. I just built him on something else. 183 speed is fine as long as you have Mewy. I'd still try to push for like 190, 195, but this might be enough. And then 65% effectiveness on your Furious, your Mewy, and your Sigrid are they're a must, because you want to obviously get the debuffs off that they do, because the Wyvern, if you have 2 debuffs, it'll target the tank at the front of your team, which will be Angelica. If it has 3, it'll still target the front. 3 or more, it'll still target the front, but it will do decreased damage to your frontline tank, which isn't the biggest deal. You definitely need 2, though. You have to have 2 debuffs. If he hits anything else, they're probably dead. And then I would try to put a little bit of health and defense onto him, but it's harder with Mewy because you definitely do want to have health and defense. But you also want him to do damage. Like, it can't just be falling onto Sigrid early on when your artifacts aren't really that high up. Mewy tends to work on any speed sets you might come across, you might pick up, but he's also good on one of the free attack sets you get, and then Sigrid is fine on the attack set. So she must be in the mailbox. Yeah, she's up there somewhere. Oh, we do have a 4 to 5-star artifact. Okay, it was nothing relevant. Yeah, I'll get more in depth with the particular builds once we get Wyvern up and ready and going, which should be probably in 2 days. At least have the team together. I'll look at some skill enhancements we need to do, some gear grinding, what artifacts to put on each unit, and yeah. So I think that's all for this one. I guess first I should say the speed too, because I kind of did say the requirements, like 65% effectiveness for everything but Angelica. Crit rate needs to be 35% for Furious, Mewy, and Sigrid, because he has a crit rate buff which is 50%, and you get 15% when it's ice going into fire. So it'll be at 100% every single shot if you have 35% crit rate on each unit. So the crit set is almost useless for your Wyvern team because, I mean, it's 12%, and the base crit rate for these units is like 20. It's very hard to not hit the crit rate at 35%. So yeah, but again, attack and crit damage, and like 160 speed on Mewy and Sigurd is great, and then 160 speed on Angelica is pretty good too. So I think that covers all of it. We will get more in depth again with the Wyvern builds once we get there, and once I get exclusive equipment unlocked, I have to do the Hall of Trials first, and I have to pass episode 2, 4, 10. So that is another stage. You'll have to just do one more chapter of adventure because you do want those exclusive equipment pieces for Angelica, Furious, and Sigurd. So, yep, that'll be all for today, and I'll see everybody next time.